You guys ever notice how the bigger a YouTuber gets, the weirder their hair gets? That's my excuse. Anyway, a few videos back, I made a 3D printed trumpet. Y'all might have seen the video. Turned out pretty cool, pretty interesting, I don't know. But what's even more interesting is a company called Glarry, who you may know from their cheap guitars. That's how I know them. They reached out to me and they went, hey, we make trumpets. Do you want to have one and then make a video about it? So I said, that's not really on brand for me, but I'm a sellout, so yes, please. So that's what we're doing today. But this channel is dedicated to like making stuff, so I've got some 3D printed accessories to go along with said trumpet, and we'll get to that at the end of the little review we're gonna do. And in the meantime, let me know down in the comments what you think these things are. Let's get to the trumpet. All right, so this is what the case looks like. Simple black fabric, some foam in there. It's got lots of hooks and stuff, which I appreciate because you can carry it all sorts of different ways. You can even, there's little feet to prop it up on its side. So I'd say the case itself, like as it's built, is fairly versatile, which is pretty cool. All right, so here we have the trumpet. Comes immediately inside of a, I don't know what you call a little bag, little fabric bag. Here it is. First impressions is valves work. Oh, we got a little bit of stickage there, so, but they're not terrible. They function. Made out of brass. Third valve slide, little jangly, but as far as build quality goes, it seems all right. But yeah, other than that, the middle valve sticking a little bit. Pretty pleased with all of that. Let's see what else it comes with. Of course, we have the mouthpiece 7C, standard kind of beginner's sized mouthpiece, and fits all right in there. And of course, vital, we have the trumpet owner's manual and maintain trumpet pamphlet. So, you know Glarry's got your back. Valve casings should be cleaned on a weekly basis. Oof. Don't tell me that in high school. I will never have done that. All right. And then this is a thing that comes with Chinese instruments. You always get a pair of white gloves. I guess to not smudge the trumpet, but trumpets can get kind of gross. I mean, they literally have valves so that you can release your spit. I don't think fingerprints are gonna be a deal breaker. And then in here, we've got, oh nice, a spit rag. That is actually really cool. I had to use like a dish towel when I was playing in my younger years. I mean, it's probably a polishing cloth, but it would get far more use as a spit rag. So that's what I'm gonna use it for. And it looks like we've got some extra straps. Oh yeah, so you can kind of make this like a trumpet backpack. All right, cool. So that's everything that comes in the box. I don't care how other YouTubers do it, the gloves stay on during the review. All right, so I have had this thing kicking around the house for a few weeks, and I have formed an opinion. But first, I want to do a little bit of a comparison between this here Glarry and a student grade trumpet, 3 times the price that I've been playing since I was in the 4th grade. And if you're not from the United States, that means that I was a child. So I've had this thing for like 15 years, and you can tell it was new when I got it. But if you were to get one of these today, it would be about 3 times the price of the Glarry. So here is a quick blind sound comparison. Let me know if you can guess which is which. And if you guessed that A was the student trumpet, you would be correct. And of course that makes the Glarry Trumpet section B. I'm not going to make a determination about which one sounded better. Frankly, I don't think I'm qualified to make that kind of assessment, so I'll let you judge for yourself. As far as playability, there is nothing that I attempted to play on the Glarry here that I couldn't play on my old student trumpet. I will say that this guy does feel the 3 times the cost that it is. It operates a little more smoothly, there's a little more ka-chunk when you put down the valves, but as far as I can tell, obviously Glarry had to cut some costs somewhere when it came to this trumpet, and it does not appear to me like they cut costs anywhere that matters to the functionality of the instrument. So I think that this Glarry trumpet would be ideal for 2 types of people. Number 1 is if you just want to grab a trumpet to mess around with and experiment with some interesting colorways. Glarry very graciously allowed me to choose the color of my choice, so I went with black because it's cool as heck, and I'm gonna go for the cool option. But they also offer these in silver and in gold lacquer finishes, so maybe those are more your cup of tea. The other reason I could see someone getting one of these is if you're a student and you're just picking up the instrument for the first time and you're going to learn. I think that this trumpet could be a good option for you if you are a student. If you simply don't have the money for something more expensive, something like this will definitely serve its purpose until maybe you know that you're going to stick with the instrument and you might look into upgrading to something better. But depending on your circumstances, only you know that. The Glarry here, I think, is a very decent entry into the world of trumpets. However, I do have one criticism, and it has to do with this case. It's made out of fabric and foam. It does a good job protecting the trumpet inside. However, if you are like me, you are not careful. And that is a self-criticism, but it is also just the way I am. I cannot be trusted to keep anything intact ever. So that's kind of my... Oh, geez, see, I'm breaking my lamp. This is my equally as old student trumpet case. It is a hard clamshell case, and I have managed to somehow chip pieces off of it, and this is from years of, like, literally at times throwing this thing around, being loaded in and out of buses. I was in a marching band, so this thing got abused to the ends of the earth and back, and it is still holding up. I even broke off one of the latches somehow. This thing is a tank, so if you're going to get a Glarry or something like it to take to school, or maybe it's for a younger person, I would highly recommend looking into a hard clamshell case. And so, in addition to the trumpet linked below, I will also have some links to a case like this one that you might be interested in upgrading to. If you do get a Glarry, I will link to an Amazon trumpet case and an AliExpress trumpet case. In my experience, they're often the same thing. Amazon gets to you faster. AliExpress tends to be cheaper. Those are affiliate links, and all of that means is that if you go through them, the websites recognize that I sent a person to their website, and if you choose to buy anything there, they will give me a little kickback. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but if you're looking to support the show, using those links is one way that you could do that. All right, let's tie this review into the theme of the channel. You remember these things from earlier on. Well, you've probably guessed, if you have eyeballs, that they are trumpet mutes, and I have gone ahead and 3D printed them in Prusament Azure blue and just cut up some wine corks and super glued them to the stems there, the shafts. I don't know what you call those, but if you're unfamiliar, these things will go into the front of your trumpet there and modify the sound. Check it. So I printed out a few different ones. I'll have all this stuff linked down below as well, but we got a cup mute, we have a straight mute, and we have a practice mute, which I think it might need cork all the way around the edge or something to seal it up, but I guess it lets you play more quietly when you're practicing. And I think that's pretty neat. There you go, get inspired, get yourself a cheap trumpet if you so desire, and go ahead and make stuff to go with it. All right. Them's my thoughts. That's gonna do it for me for today. Thank you again to Glarry for sending me this thing, and thank you to you guys for watching. Let me know, what do you think of this type of video, and would you like to see me do more stuff like this in addition to all the builds and whatnot that I typically do? Speaking of which, if you'd like to see the video that inspired Glarry to send me this bad boy, you can see that right now. It's popping up and you can go click on it. All right, take it easy, everyone, and I'll see you next time.